Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a great 2 weeks. The energies since February 8th have been off the charts. Since that time, there has been one energy wave after another with lots of cellular activations. These activations are bringing on another layer of purging to prepare us for intense new energies coming in March and then again in July sometime. Most people are experiencing this purge through either some emotional challenges that might be coming up, maybe some emotionally charged situations, maybe some triggers. There's feelings of loneliness. You could be experiencing sadness, anger, grief. Some of you are experiencing this physically through flu-like symptoms or the common cold. And that's how it showed up for me on the 15th. I woke up with a head cold that had me in bed for 4 days straight. It was kind of a blessing because it was one of those times where you could lay around guilt-free and not feel bad because you're sick. But on the other hand, you know, it's not fun being sick. So other people could have been experiencing this through sudden endings of relationships or jobs. People are also passing away unexpectedly and suddenly. I've noticed that happening. The weather has been unpredictable in many areas as well. In previous shows, I had discussed concerns about power outages in areas with snow. And I did see the other day, there were some reports that Hawaii had snowfall in areas that typically do not receive snow. I want to say they said one of them was Maui. And that they experienced some power outages due to that. And also Washington State had some bad snowstorms that brought on power outages as well. Now, some of you may have noticed the sky has looked different, hues of deep orange, pinks, and blues, clouds seemingly more stationary and not moving as much. I've noticed an uptick in spraying in my area to cover the sun for most of the day, which I do feel is, intuitively is deliberate to keep us from experiencing the full effects of this energy waves, which for some may seem like a positive thing, but not when we're being poisoned with aluminum and other toxic elements. But anyway, that is a subject for a different platform. For me, the last 2 weeks and what I've witnessed and just what I've heard from my clients and feedback that I've received is that it's been a wild ride, but it's been really positive with things happening mixed in with a whole lot of purging. And then, like I said, some people going through some trials and tribulations there. And I know in the moment that things may not feel positive when you're dealing with uncomfortable challenges. Trust me, though, in the very near future, you're going to be so happy you chose to deal with any insecurities, fears, jobs, toxic relationships, toxic jobs, any of that drama stuff. We're moving to a level where we're going to be vibrating at the highest levels of love consciousness. So that's where you want to be. That's the vibe you want to have. Be easy with yourself over the next few weeks. Feel what you need. Rest when you need. As of this past Monday, we started in Mercury retrograde shadow period, so expect things to start slowing down as we creep closer to March. And March 5th, Mercury is retrograde through the entire month. I do feel like that is divinely orchestrated to have us in a place of stillness so that we can integrate this next big wave of energy coming in. And really quick before I move on to what you can expect in other areas of your life, I wanted to give a quick shout out to everyone who came out to attend the group energy meditation session and mini brunch. I love and appreciate all of you. I thoroughly enjoyed hanging out with you. And I know Zeke was in dog heaven with all of the love that he was receiving from you guys. I think he was actually a little bit sad after the session ended. The energy session itself, I felt was amazing. I was flying high for days until I crashed and burned with this head cold. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I look forward to the next event with all of you. Keep an eye out for an email. If you're not on my email list, you can text Ask Rebecca to phone number 22828 to get added so you don't miss out on any of that. All right, let's get into what you can expect from tonight through to Thursday, February 28th. These are general intuitive messages for everyone in areas of work, love, finances, health, and spirituality. All right, I'm starting off on a little bit of a downer, but I promise you it gets really good after this. So I feel like there's a possibility that we could see some sort of volcanic eruption and an earthquake that happens within the same day or within a couple of days of each other, or maybe in the same week. I can't say for certain that it's actually going to happen this week, but I feel like it's really near because it popped up so strongly for me and in my face, and I couldn't get away from it. I feel like these two simultaneous events could happen in the exact same location. And if they're not in the exact same location, I feel like they're really close to one another. And it could be one event triggering the other to happen. I don't know, guys. I just wanted to share, and hopefully I'm way off base with this one. It may not be near land, but out in open water, but the effects of it will be felt, and it could trigger a tsunami as well. That's how I see it. I'm trying to describe it the best way that I can in the way that I feel like it will happen. A part of me feels like it's going to happen in the area of what they would call the Ring of Fire. So heads up, just in case, not sure how much you can prepare for something like that, but I wanted to share just in case it helps someone. It's not to put fear in anyone, it's a part of what's happening. Okay, all right, this week you could feel as if you're being guided down this magical pathway of love. The way I see it is some of you are going to be feeling like the world itself is fake, right? It's like you tap into the illusion of it all and things just feel wondrous and different because you're in the dimension of the highest vibration of love. So you could feel airheaded, you could feel spacey at times. You could make contact with one of your guides either in dream state or the physical through your third eye. So maybe there'll be some of you that are super lucky and maybe your guide will literally manifest right in front of your face. But the way I'm getting it, it's more of through your third eye of seeing. So it's more internal through a vision. For some of you, these guides could show up as a person that you already know or one that you've never met. So it could be a complete stranger that you walk by and maybe they randomly say something or you overhear a conversation and it's exactly what you needed to hear and know for yourself, right? Another energy theme is shattering of illusion, which could happen in those moments that you feel as if you're having an otherworldly experience. All of a sudden, a belief, a pattern, a relationship, a fear, or something else just shatters into a million little pieces for you to sweep away and let go of for good, right? Like you're done. You're literally sweeping up the shattered fragments of whatever it is that you're releasing. And I feel like it's instantaneous, right? It's just like 1 minute you're in it, you're feeling like sadness or whatever it is, and then the next minute it's like aha and boom, it's over. Many of you who have been working on yourselves and have done everything that you can to become the truest possible version of yourself in this moment, and have set the intention to usher in new things into your life, you will be in a state of waiting this week. And it could be a little bit longer than a week, right? But you've prepared yourself for something new. You've opened your heart, you've created space for the new, and now you just wait. You do nothing. There's nothing left to do. You gracefully wait for the new to appear, which I'm getting very strongly it will, because you're not desperate for it, right? Because you're not afraid of it, because you're open to receive, and because you're not forcing it, and you're prepared. So there it is. So sit back and chill out and let it come to you, right? That you've done all you can do. Now, the opposite is true if you haven't been doing this work. You may just awaken to the fact it's time to be honest with yourself about your beliefs, about your fears, insecurities, baggage, whatever it is that is helping shape your current life experiences that you're not happy about. Now, right along with this waiting energy, I also am getting for you to wait for important information. I feel like some of you need to be open and receptive to information that may be out of the ordinary or out of your comfort zone in some way. Some of you will need to gather facts and information so that you can make an important decision this week. Look, listen, and pay attention to conversations, because I just keep getting like you're overhearing somebody say something to somebody else. Like you're not even part of the conversation. And maybe for some of you, you will be, but to me, it just kind of feels super, almost like a drive-by or a walking by type situation, and you hear some information that is going to be really important to you to help you make a decision. And then there'll be other signs as well. So be open to it. You literally are being guided to the right information so that you can make a decision. Now, this message is especially true for those of you who might be trying to make a fast decision, right? Making a decision without fully thinking it through, where it's almost like you feel pressured, like, okay, I got to give an answer now. And if I don't, like, everything is going to fall apart. So if you find yourself feeling that way when it comes to making a decision, stop for a minute. Keep yourself from making a hasty decision, because I feel like, that message is specifically for you. And lastly, some of you aren't listening to your intuition, and you're being guided, and you're receiving the same message over and over again through your own intuition from people outside of yourself. Through multiple different ways, you're being validated about what's been on your mind and what's been coming through, and you're not trusting it, you're not believing it. So I feel like really pay attention to that, because that's your answer. So you're being validated, and that means, so if you've been thinking about, buying a new car or something, maybe you're supposed to buy a new car if you keep getting validated in that way. I'm feeling lots of material wishes manifesting for everyone. It may not all come to fruition this week, but it's definitely a great year to have all your dreams come true, or at the very least, you're taking positive steps in that direction. It really is a year of manifestation. There's lots of strong, trustworthy male energy around as well this week. And that's going to play a major factor in some of your lives where you're going to feel this support. And when I say male energy, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm talking about a man. It could be a woman that's more in her masculine energy. Your animal spirit energy of the week is the elk. The energy is stable, headstrong, resilient, and the father. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. And the world needs more elk energy. When in balance, you'll be supportive, kind, and consistent. When out of balance, you'll be pretentious, high and mighty, and to bring into balance, eat and drink more consciously. Work, for those of you that are employed, I feel raises. I feel better positions coming. Some of them may even come as a complete surprise. Things feel like they're going well for most of you this week. Now, there could be some male energy that has a big influence in your working life this week as well. Again, don't get confused with the whole male energy thing. It could also be a woman that is a little more masculine. Feels like this person completely supports you. They're a fan. And for a few of you, this person does have like a judgmental and critical nature to them, but they are truly a supporter and they genuinely want to see you succeed. They just might be a little hypercritical about it, right? They're not afraid to be like, hey, you're doing this wrong. So try not to take that personally. Those of you that are looking for a job, I feel jobs. I'm feeling good opportunities, lots of connections and leads. Definitely feels like a good week. Of course, that doesn't apply to everyone, but you will be guided to the right place and the right time. So stay positive and keep on looking. Your time is definitely near. Love, for those of you that are in committed relationships and dating seriously, peace, joy, and happiness is what comes to mind. I just had the whole lovers in love vibe. It was all feeling mushy and good and lovey-dovey. So positive vibes for many of you. And I do see lots of relationships moving to the next level. So, whether you see them actually, again, come to fruition, there's definitely thoughts and planning and things happening. So you could be getting engaged, moving in together, getting pregnant, or whatever the next stage applies to you. These are definitely some exciting times for everyone. Enjoy this time. Make sure that you tell your babe you love them, you appreciate them, keep that love flowing. There are a few of you who I feel things will be going better, but you do have some gripes or you're feeling dissatisfied by certain aspects of the relationship. So make sure that you bring them up and you work through them so that you both can get what you need out of the relationship, right? Don't run and hide and avoid and stuff it and shove it down and act like it's not there. But also be conscious about how you bring up the subject, okay? Those of you looking for love, again, love is in the air. I see some of you falling hard and fast, like straight up, getting swept off your feet, the knight in shining armor, whatever it is, whatever your fantasy is. I see that sort of person coming into your life. And I feel like things could move fairly quickly. I do feel like you're meeting someone who is going to accept you for exactly who you are. And they may even call you out on pretending to be something that you're not, to help you be yourself, right? So don't take offense to it. If that happens to be you, listen to it, because that person is validating, hey, I know you're, trying to please me or impress me or whatever, but you don't have to. Like, I like you for you. So everybody be open to receive love because it's coming this week for some of you. Finances. Money is stable and flowing. Some of you will be moving into a more abundant period of your life. And those of you who have been struggling will also see some relief. Health, there's a group of you that will be feeling amazing. You're optimistic and excited about the future. Your health is on point this week. Another group of you is going to need to vent negative feelings in a healthy way, though. You've been keeping things bottled up, and it's time to start expressing yourself. Pick and choose your battles. I do see some of you may just explode emotionally, right? So try to keep yourself in check. Spirituality, peace, joy, and prosperity, all things feel pretty decent for a group of you. There may be some challenges and purging that arise, but nothing that you can't handle. Pay it forward with others who are struggling. I feel lots of new people awakening to a higher consciousness, so they'll be open to receive new information as to what's happening with them. And some of you have been focusing on your financial security for so long, you can't remember what it feels like to shift gears to a more spiritual way of being. You'll find your groove through some exploration, get some good books to read. All right, that covers this week's predictions. Overall, it's going to be like any other week. Some days good, some days awesome, and some days suck, right? It is what it is. Accept it all. And let me get to tonight's caller. I have Leanne in Mandurah, Western Australia. Hi, how are you?
Good. G'day. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Another day closer to the weekend, so I'm good. How can I help you this evening?
Just about work would be good, please. Anything about work?
So I'm not sure if you're actually currently unemployed or if you're working and you're looking for something new, but I feel like things are about to get much, much better in your working life. I mean, to me, if you are currently working, I feel like there could be some sort of a change that works in your benefit. But if you're not working, or if you are and you want a change, I do feel like you're going to find what you want. What is your current status?
I am working, but I would like something else.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me see if I can get a timeline for you. I'm getting around April time frame, and what I feel is there's a woman, or at least it feels like a female energy, that I feel is going to connect you in some way to this new opportunity. It almost feels like it feels like it happens suddenly, even though you've been looking, but it's almost like you have this conversation with someone that you might have had a million conversations with, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, well, there's this opportunity here, and then it leads you to that job. So I kind of feel like it will be through another person and not necessarily through you constantly applying to places.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I do feel, I feel like that is going to change your whole financial situation as well. I feel like you've been having some challenges here lately, and I feel like those challenges have been actually a positive thing. And I feel happiness and celebration coming, and I feel like you're going to see all the results of your hard work. Do you have any upcoming celebrations?
Not until July, when my daughter gives birth, but that's about it.
Okay, I feel there'll be a cause for celebration before then as well, but I feel like it's connected specifically to you, to your life, and I think it could be connected to you finding this better job. What sort of field are you in?
At the moment, I'm a cleaner. That's about it. But I'd like.
And you don't want to do that anymore. I feel like. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak over you. I was just going to say that I feel like, that's starting to get too physically demanding for you. You're just exhausted.
Yes. Yeah, I work split shifts, and I'm constantly tired.
Yeah, I just feel like, are you having problems with your hands?
A little, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just feel like there's something with the joints, or do you grasp a lot?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I feel like you've got to, I don't know if it's you maybe need to, when you're not working and you're home, doing some things to kind of help release the tension in your hands. I just feel like you need massage, or I don't know. For some reason, I'm concerned about your joints in your hands and your fingers. Yeah.
Yes, that's so good.
I'm sorry, what?
So far, so good. My hands seem to be fine at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Keep an eye on it, because for some reason, is there also, for some reason, I just kept getting something about health with you, and I'm not sure if it's you being concerned about your own health, or if it's somebody in your family or a friend where maybe you're concerned about their health, and maybe there's some fear surrounding it, but I'm sorry.
My husband? Yeah, I'm concerned about my husband's health.
Sorry, it's breaking up. Let me turn up my volume a little bit. Okay, what did you say?
I'm concerned about my husband's health.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, yeah, because I'm I just keep getting health fear. Okay, I feel like it's not going to be, it's not as bad as you think. You know what, it almost seems like on the outside, maybe when you look at him, it's just maybe you get the feeling of he just looks like death almost, right? He just looks like he's not doing well. And I mean that in the most loving way. I don't mean, I just feel like there's times where Okay. So I feel like, it's not as bad. He just, I feel like a lot of it has to do with what he's putting in his body. So I think, I feel like there's certain foods that he really, really, really likes. I feel like, I don't know if he's a beer drinker or, there's definitely the things that he's putting in his body. And I feel like he's a hard worker, but at the same time, he's not doing anything to like help his health, right? Like he's not moving. He's kind of, lounging around.
Gout.
Huh?
He suffers from gout, an extreme form of gout.
Gotcha, gout. Okay, so that's why sometimes when you're looking at him, okay. I mean, I don't feel any impending doom for him if you're concerned about that. I do feel like he could do some things to up his chances of not dealing with so many, gout events. I don't know how you would call that. Because I feel like, sometimes it's there really badly and then other times it's healed and it's not too bad. I feel like there's some relief that you could find him with a combination of maybe some holistic stuff and modern medicine.
Oh, that would be good because he's very sick.
Yeah, I think he has to be open to it, though. There's a part of him, I feel like his mindset, my concern with him is maybe there's times where he's not motivated to try to help himself. It's, maybe he's just like, I'm over it. I'm done. Let me go.
Yeah.
That kind of attitude. Yeah. So I only have 60 seconds. Is there any other last question that you might have?
No, that was about it. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. I am sending you lots of love and lots of love to your husband. I hope that, everything gets a little bit better for him. And I'm wishing you lots of luck with that job because it's definitely coming and it'll help things big time.
That's so awesome.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. That wraps up tonight's show. I look forward to connecting with you next Thursday. Bye.